Zoey protected her unborn child as an old woman brandished a knife. Zoey had nowhere to run.
No, stop! Please, don't hurt me. I'm pregnant. I'll give you anything you want. Please just don't hurt my baby.
That's exactly what I'll do.
As the woman steps into the light, Zoey recognizes her, Zoey's future mother-in-law and future grandmother of her child. Not understanding why she was doing this, tears well up in Zoey's eyes, infuriating the old woman more.
That monstrosity inside you will never be a part of my family. Or disgrace. Nobody. My son should be ashamed of what? Our family's respectable. We have an image to upkeep. I can't have my son. So be it.
But he's your grandson. How can you do such a thing?
It's not my grandson. It's a Roman parasite that will ruin our family name.
Tears now streamed down Zoey's face. She tried to step backwards, but she was cornered. There was nowhere to go.
I'll run anywhere. You'll never see or hear from me again. Please, just don't hurt my baby.
The woman's eyes darkened as she stabbed Zoey in the stomach. Blood. There was blood on her hands. Blood everywhere.
Now you can't plague our family.
She wasn't in an alleyway. It was just a dream. Actually, it was more than a dream. It was a memory of a fateful night 4 years ago, a memory that haunted her every moment of her life since. Zoey survived, and so did her miracle child, Max. Her son was the reason she fought every day. The love she had for him was immeasurable. She would do anything to protect him, to give him a chance at a happy and healthy life. That night was supposed to be the end of Zoey's life. Instead, it was the beginning.
And sent. 5 o'clock quitting time. You finished for today?
Was just putting the finishing touches on this design, but I'm done.
I'd ask you to happy hour, but I'm sure you're off to see your son.
I am.
It's okay. I get it. Your date is much cuter than anyone I'll see at the bar.
That he is. I'll see you tomorrow, Court.
Zoey quickly walked towards the exit of Taylor Interiors. This was the best part of her day. She wanted to get to the hospital to spend as much time with her son as possible before visiting hours ended. Courtney couldn't help but sigh. Her friend was under so much pressure. Being a single mother was hard enough, and to add to the hardship, Zoey's son had leukemia. The financial and emotional strain on Zoey was immense. Her son was currently undergoing chemotherapy and needed a bone marrow transplant. Courtney said a quick prayer that a miracle would come into Zoey's life. Zoey walked down the hall of St. Mary's Hospital with a teddy bear and headed straight to room 1023. She pushed open the hospital room's door with a huge smile, only for her face to immediately fall. The room was empty. There was no sign of Zoey's son. She immediately became anxious.
Have you seen the patient in this room? My son, Max?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just an intern nurse. I just started here. I don't know your son. I'll ask the charge nurse.
If you give me candy, my teeth will fall out. And if I don't have any teeth, I won't have a girlfriend as pretty as you.
It's okay. I'll marry you if you don't have a girlfriend when you're my age.
Zoey let out a breath she didn't know she'd been holding when she saw a young child wearing the tiniest hospital gown walking back towards her down the hall.
Now you want to marry the handsome doctor.
No, I only want to marry my favorite patient, Max.
Slow down. Thank you, Luna, for taking such good care of him.
Because of the hospital's sweet nursing staff, Zoey could go to work and not worry so much about Max.
Of course, he's the best. We love taking good care of him.
That's why I have to thank you all the more. Is it just you and the intern on duty today? Where are the other nurses on this floor?
It's 6:45. They're all gawking at that new brain surgeon before he goes into the OR, but I can't blame him. He is gorgeous. You went in?
Yep, just went into surgery. Even his voice is sexy. The other day when I was assisting him,
He is Phoenix's most eligible bachelor. He was promoted to professor when he came to St. Mary's.
I also heard that his family is loaded and he comes from a lot of political influence. He just bought a penthouse downtown.
Wow.
Anyways, y'all two, get back to work. Stop daydreaming. You know that we don't have a chance with a man like that. You know he only dates women like him. Gorgeous and from the right kind of family.
we can all dream.
Can we?
The right kind of family. Luna's words stopped her cold and reminded Zoey of her past. Not being part of the right kind of family is what had almost gotten her and Max killed. Zoey hadn't slept well last night. Nurse Luna's words yesterday about being part of the right kind of family had dredged up memories that she preferred to keep buried.
Your phone's rang like 10 times in a row. Yeah, she said you need to talk to her right away.
It wasn't the hospital, was it?
Oh no, I would have gotten you right away. She said it's about your sister, not Max. Let me know if you need anything, okay?
Thank you. I will.
It was just Linda. She was her younger sister Ziva's best friend.
Hello?
Zoey, thank God you called back.
Linda, what's going on? Is something wrong? Did something happen?
It's Ziva. She fell down the stairs and almost killed herself. Ziva will be fine. The doctor said her injuries weren't a big problem, but Ziva broke her leg and has a slight concussion.
Okay, I'll be right there. Where are you at?
St. Mary's, but never mind. I have to go.
Wait, whoa, what do you mean never mind? Tell me what's happening.
It's your sister, Zoey. She didn't
Fall down the stairs. She deliberately threw
herself down the stairs. She wanted to injure herself,
but she didn't want to die.
Is she crazy?
She fell in love with a brain surgeon that works at St. Mary's Hospital.
but he always ignores her, so she wanted to get admitted to the hospital so he would have to pay attention to her.
Brain surgeon? Was this the same handsome brain surgeon that the nurses had been talking about last night?
It's ridiculous.
What's she thinking?
Zoey, I told her I thought she was crazy, but you know how Ziva is. She wouldn't listen.
I gotta go. The nurse is here to give her medicine.
Okay, I'll see you soon.
How could her sister do something so stupid? And over a man, too.
Ziva, you better start explaining yourself. If you didn't already have a broken leg, I'd break it myself.
No, it couldn't have been him. Why would he be here in Phoenix? He lived in Scottsdale. No, this was just her mind playing tricks on her because she'd been thinking about Blaine after what Luna said last night. She needed to get a hold of herself.
Any discomfort? Nausea? Dizziness? Any double vision?
Maybe a little.
Zoe's heart stopped. It was him. She would know that voice anywhere. Her chest tightened and she forgot to breathe.
Hi, sis.
Oh, Zoey, come in.
Blaine stiffened when he heard Zoe's voice. He seemed stunned for a second. His dark eyes made shivers run down Zoe's back. Blaine's eyes looked dark, but she knew they shifted with his mood from various shades of gray to almost black.
You're Ziva's sister?
Yes, I'm her older sister.
Her heart was beating wildly. She had thought that she would never be looking into his eyes again. Zoey was sure her face reflected her emotional upheaval. Blaine seemed remarkably calm by comparison. His eyes had only let his shock show for a moment.
Zoey, this is, Dr. Blaine Dexter.
It had been 4 years. Perhaps he saw her as barely more than a distant memory, now a stranger from his past. Zoey didn't realize how much her hand had been shaking from the nervousness until she tried to set her coffee down and hot liquid spilled all over the back of her hand. Zoey quickly hid her hand behind her back as she turned around, but then suddenly she felt a cool touch. It was Blaine, and he was holding her hand.
The burn looks to be not that serious.
She wanted to break free, but found herself unable to resist his closeness. His voice was cold and clinical.
Kelly, can you please help Miss Fuller's sister?
Unlike Zoey, he seemed unaffected by their touch.
It's no problem.
Your scans look good. I don't see any injuries to the brain. Okay. I'll have the nurse arrange to move you to the orthopedic department for observation.
What? Why? I don't feel well enough.
Ziva, all of my beds are precious. These beds help save lives and treat real injuries. I heard you like me. That'll never happen. So don't waste your time or my time. I don't like women like you. How could you think I would like a woman who would be so stupid to risk her own life for a man? I don't like women who scheme, and I don't like women who lie. I could never be with somebody who would betray my trust.
Zoey's chest burned painfully and her ears rang. His sentence was achingly familiar. Blaine's words from 4 years ago still haunted her.
Zoey, I could never be with someone who would betray my trust. And as for you, that's no little problem. If you let it fester, it could cause further complications a simple cream can't fix. Kelly, can you please get her a prescription? And you can pick it up at the hospital pharmacy on your way out. There you go.
You did this. Did you tell him?
Ziva, calm down. Ziva, do you really feel in your heart that I'm such a terrible person that I would betray you?
Zoey's heart ached. Ziva didn't know it, but Zoey simply didn't want to see her younger sister get hurt. She didn't want her to fall in love with a man she could never have, to find the kind of deep love that happens when you meet your soulmate, to only have him taken away. Zoey didn't want her sister threatened, frightened, and harassed by others day and night. This kind of torture wasn't something Zoey would wish on her worst enemy, let alone her own sister. It felt like she'd lost him all over again. Although she knew this was foolish thinking. She'd lost him 4 years ago and there was no going back. Zoey wiped her eyes and straightened. She began to walk towards Max's room. After today, Zoey would never have to see Blaine again.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, come in. I wanted to talk to you about a new client. So, a new client's been referred to us that I think would be a perfect fit for your design aesthetic. The contact that referred him mentioned that money is no object. So he sounds like my perfect kind of client. Hopefully he'll refer some of his rich friends.
Great. Can't wait to get started.
Excellent. So, the client wants to meet tonight at the Waterford International Hotel. I know you like to visit your son after work, so if you want to leave a bit early to go and visit Max, that's fine.
Talon was not only the chief designer, but also the owner of Taylor Interiors. He was a good boss with a warm heart.
That's very thoughtful of you, Talon. Thank you. I'll do that.
Oh, Zoey, one more thing. The contact that referred him mentioned he could be a bit picky, but I know your style and attentiveness. I'm sure it'll be no problem.
No worries. Won't let you down. I got this.
After squeezing in a visit with Max, Zoey headed to the Waterford Hotel to meet her new client. Walking into the restaurant lobby, Zoey was reaching into her bag to pull out the file and call her client when she suddenly stopped dead in her tracks. Zoey blinked in disbelief at the man casually sitting. He was gazing at the city, the color of his eyes today a stormy gray. He seemed to be waiting for someone. His long fingers drummed rhythmically on the table beside him to show that his patience was waning. This couldn't be happening. Zoey had managed to avoid him all week at the hospital, only for Blaine to now be sitting in the same hotel as her client meeting. Realizing he hadn't seen her yet, Zoey frantically looked around for a place to hide. Spotting a large pillar to hide behind, Zoey quickly headed towards it. Zoey chanced to glance back in Blaine's direction, only to find him now looking right at her. The caller wasn't in her contacts, but the phone number that appeared on the screen was one etched in Zoey's memory. It was Blaine. He was still using his Scottsdale number, unlike Zoey, who had changed her number as soon as she moved to Phoenix. So, how did Blaine have her number now?
Hello?
Are we going to discuss my project by shouting at each other from across the room? Or are you going to come join me?
What?
No, it couldn't be him. Zoey's stomach sank. Why, oh why, had she not flipped through the client's information earlier?
Well, if I had planned to talk to somebody over the phone, I wouldn't have called your boss for you to meet me here.
I'm sorry. I'll be right there.
Blaine remained quiet, watching Zoey with his dark eyes, but saying nothing. Growing increasingly uncomfortable with Blaine's silence and scrutiny, Zoey forced herself to smile and focus on work. She got straight to the point and asked,
Dr. Dexter, do you have any specific ideas for your home's design? Do you prefer modern or a more classical look? There are so many styles to choose from mid-century, retro, revival, to name a few. Just not shabby chic. Shabby chic is out. Coastal grandma is in. Not that you want your house to look like grandmother's house, because you're a man, not a grandmother. What about furniture? Antiques or modular pieces? Some prioritize style, others comfort. Did you have a specific color scheme in mind? Color plays a huge role in every design. It sets the mood for the whole interior. You can go monochrome for a clean, uncluttered look, or eclectic. Think black and white with pops of color, red and yellow. Warm colors create a cozy, welcoming environment, and blues and grays can be soothing. These are recent examples of my work. If you see anything that catches your eye, let me know.
Zoey finally stopped talking. She was out of breath and wished there was a hole in the hotel lobby she could crawl into. Blaine didn't open Zoey's portfolio. She figured he was probably thinking of how quickly he could get talent on the phone to have her fired. Finally, he spoke.
Right now, what I want is food. Let's eat first. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can we see a menu?
Oh, right away, sir.
Thank you.
At least while eating, she wouldn't have to talk.
I'm sorry about that. That was rude. I'm not usually that talkative.
Never mind that. This is unexpected, to say the least.
Thank you. What would you like to eat, miss?
Oh, just the water is fine for me.
Not only did this restaurant look extremely expensive, but Zoey also didn't think she could eat with her stomach in knots. Blaine frowned at Zoey's response.
Can you bring us 2 plates, please? We'll be sharing. And to start out, we'll do the charcuterie board.
And then proceeded to order a wide variety of dishes.
The entrees we'll do.
Zoey normally prided herself on her professionalism.
And the
Usually when Zoey met with a new client, she would make small talk and get to know her client before launching into a discussion of their project. Zoey just hadn't been able to do this with Blaine.
Thank you.
Smelling the delicious aromas, Zoey couldn't help it when her stomach growled loudly. She hadn't eaten since breakfast and rarely went out, as every dollar she made went towards Max's treatments. Zoey blushed. Blaine glanced at her face but didn't comment.
I thought you said you were hungry. Why aren't you eating?
Don't worry about me. I guess I'm not as hungry as you thought.
Zoey's intuition told her Blaine wasn't in a good mood. His gray eyes were stormy and distant. He clearly had something on his mind.
Is everything all right? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to pry. I can just tell that something's bothering you.
He didn't want to tell Zoey that 2 hours ago he saw life disappear before his eyes. He had thought that as a doctor he would eventually get used to seeing a life lost, but now he knew that death was something you never got used to. There was an indescribable heaviness in his heart. Seeing that Blaine didn't want to talk about it, Zoey didn't say anything else. She just quietly looked down and resumed eating. She shouldn't be concerned about Blaine, but she couldn't help herself. Her mind was in chaos because of him. Blaine's gaze fell on Zoey's lowered face. Since she was looking down, he couldn't see her eyes clearly, but he could see her long lashes flitting against her cheeks. She was nervous. He watched as Zoey tucked a strand of dark hair behind her ear. She'd worn it up today, but some long strands had escaped, falling gently around her face. It didn't seem possible, but Zoey was even more beautiful than he remembered. Zoey's few words of gentle concern gradually gave him a sense of relief. He closed his eyes for a moment, and Blaine's heavy heart seemed to calm.
Dr. Dexter? Yes, I can be there. Which patient is having complications? Okay, yes, another one. Can you please prep her for surgery? I'll be there right away. Thank you.
Is there something urgent at the hospital?
Zoey assumed that their design conversation was over before it had even started.
Yes, one of my patients has to go into emergency surgery, so cut this short. And about my renovations, I can reach out to you and we can talk about this further later.
Okay, I understand you have a busy schedule.
Yes.
Zoey only looked away when Blaine was no longer in sight. Watching him leave, she felt a sense of loss. Yesterday had been a long day with multiple surgeries and the death of his patient. Exhausted, Blaine had escaped outside between operations for some fresh air and had dozed off under the warm autumn sun.
Sorry, my ball hit your foot.
That's okay. No worries.
The little boy was around 6 years old.
Are you a doctor?
Yes.
He was a very handsome little guy. His eyes shone brightly with curiosity and intelligence. This kid was going to be a heartbreaker.
You're very handsome. If Luna met you, she might not want to marry me anymore.
So, what's your name?
My name is Maxwell, but you can call me Max. What's your name?
My name is Blaine Dexter.
Dr. Dexter.
That's right.
Are you a brain surgeon?
I am a surgeon in the neurology department.
Is your family loaded with strong political influence?
Hey, kid, are you a detective?
Dr. Dexter, are you single?
I have a girlfriend.
So you're supposed to be Phoenix's most eligible bachelor.
I have a girlfriend. Why is that such a bad thing?
I wish you didn't have a girlfriend so you could meet Mommy and she could be your girlfriend.
You don't have a dad?
I have a daddy, but my daddy and Mommy don't live together.
I see.
Maya works hard and she comes to see me every day. She's the best. Do you think I'll get better?
Listening to the little guy's words, Blaine felt an inexplicable ache around his heart. Blaine had no idea what disease Max was suffering from, but he knew that he must be very ill. Given his lack of hair and fair skin, Max probably had a form of cancer and was undergoing chemotherapy.
So I fall asleep one day, never wake up again. Mommy will cry and sad. My friend Maria fell asleep one day and then never woke up. Her mommy couldn't stop crying. So I hope that I get better soon.
Blaine's throat felt a little dry and hoarse. Facing this small patient beside him, he couldn't say anything to comfort him because he didn't know what to say. The two sat beside each other thinking, neither saying anything to the other for a while, but enjoying each other's company nonetheless. Then Max suddenly had a thought of something.
Max!
Luna, I'm over here! Thank you, Dr. Dexter. When you need more of these things, you come find me. I'm in room 1023.
I told you to wait for me by the steps.
I'm sorry. My ball kept rolling, so I had to chase it. First, Luna, I want to introduce you to my new friend. This is Dr. Dexter.
Max! Hi, Dr. Dexter. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
He's been in the hospital for years. He doesn't know much else.
Can you tell me what's wrong with the little guy?
Leukemia, I'm afraid.
Blaine's face went blank. What a hardship for a child to carry, especially now Blaine felt for his mother.
And have you found a match for a bone marrow transplant?
Tested all of the family and no one's a match. I searched for a donor for over a year all over the city. No success.
Blaine felt the same ache around his heart as earlier. He knew how difficult it was to find a bone marrow donor. A patient's best chance of finding a match was usually a family member, but if all of Max's family had already been tested without success, it would take a miracle to find a matching donor now.
Home with surgery for today, so might as well head in. Nice to meet you.
Okay, have a good day, doctor.
You too. Alrighty, buddy. I'll see you around, okay? Alright.
Goodbye, Dr. Dexter.
Bye, bud.
You know, after seeing y'all two together, you kind of look alike.
That's because we're both so handsome.
Hello?
Dr. Dexter, did you have time this week to show me the layout? I need to see the layout of the rooms and take measurements.
She was trying to sound as calm as possible. Truthfully, she hadn't wanted to make this call. She'd have preferred Blaine to contact her, but she knew Talon would be expecting an update soon, and she needed to have something to tell her boss. If it had been any other client, Zoey wouldn't have hesitated to call, so she'd forced herself to follow up.
I am just about to go into surgery. The operation should take about 3 hours. If you want to meet me at the fountain at the entrance of the hospital at 7 p.m.
Okay, that's it.
3 hours later, Zoey arrived at the hospital fountain right on time. Time passed, but still no Blaine. Checking her watch, she saw it was almost 8 o'clock. She'd been waiting an hour. Was the surgery not over yet? In the operating room, Blaine asked his surgical nurse for the time.
What time is it?
7:15.
Can you please get Dr. Ramirez on the phone?
Although this tumor's benign, it's far more troublesome than we imagined. Good call, Blaine. If you hadn't insisted on operating, she could have gone blind.
Is the line connected?
Yes, Dr. Ramirez is on the line for you.
Jose, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to go out front and see if there's a woman by the name of Zoey Fuller waiting for me. If there is, can you please tell her my home address and give her my keys out of my locker? You can also tell Zoey to let herself in. I will be there right after surgery.
Go to Blaine's apartment? Alone? She couldn't. But it was her job, she had to. This was crossing the line. Wasn't it just a fluke that she ran into Blaine again? She would just go to Talon and tell him she wasn't capable of working with this client. But she did want to see his apartment after all. Would she go? And more importantly, what would happen when Blaine arrived?
I can't.
Would he find out that Max was his son? What skeletons did Blaine have in his closet? She had to find out. Did Blaine know about Max? Did he know what his mother did to them? Once she did this, there was no going back.
To make sure you will get that.
Catherine, please, no!
Mommy?
Get that patient to the OR immediately.
Blaine, help us! Max is your son! Max!
Why did you give me your keys if we were just gonna be meeting here?
Well, this is how it feels when you leave someone without explanation.
Blaine, do you really think that I left you?
I don't know. There she is.
Hello.
Sophia, this is Zoey. She'll be remodeling our apartment. And Zoey, this is my fantastic fiance, Sophia Quincy.
Fiance. Congratulations.
Good evening. Can I get you guys started with water? Are we expecting more company tonight, or will it just be the three of you?
Excuse me, I'll be right back.
Yes, it'll be the three of us, and we can start with some waters. Thank you.
You have back, Zoey. His health is all that matters. We can just continue living our normal lives.
Ma'am, can you hear me? What's your name? Zoey, help is on the way. We need an ambulance fast. Victim is pregnant, stabbed in the abdomen. Time is critical.
Stay with us, ma'am. You're not alone.
Sorry, I was thinking a lavish old world charm for our design, but Blaine finds it a bit too fancy and not his style.
No, don't worry about my opinion. You guys do whatever you want.
Aren't you afraid I become spoiled if you continue treating me like this?
Possibly.
Matthew? What happened? Okay, I'll be right there.
What happened, Zoe? Is everything okay?
I'm so sorry. I really have to go.
Wait, what happened?
I'm sorry. We'll have to schedule the meeting for another day. I really have to go. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am.
I'm so sorry. Sorry.
You think she's okay?
Yeah, she should be.
Zoey,
Matthew, how's Max? What did the doctor say?
Max was in surgery. It was tough, but he's out of immediate danger. They will bring him to his room shortly. However...
What? Matthew?
Zoey, Max needs to start chemo soon. There's something else, unusual findings in his tests.
What does that mean?
The doctors aren't sure yet. They found something atypical and it might affect his treatment. The doctors haven't found a bone marrow donor yet.
Blaine, Max's father. He must be a match. Parents are usually the best match.
We checked Blaine. When Max was admitted, the hospital already had Blaine samples from a recent visit. We rushed to find a donor with doctor's guidance. We checked his compatibility. It was all done properly, hoping against hope. He isn't a match for Max. I'm sorry, Zoey.
Max, you brave little boy. Get through this together. You're so strong.
I'm stronger.
My baby, how are you?
Good. Here's your necklace, the shiny one from the picture.
Oh, my necklace. I must have left it at home, sweetheart.
But you always said it keeps us safe, like a secret shield. So you could be strong for me.
I'll look for it, my love, so we can both be stronger. Hi, I was at the bistro earlier. I think I might have left my necklace.
Yes, ma'am, I remember. You dropped your necklace on the way out. I handed it to the gentleman that you were sitting with.
Ramona, please take my computer to the shop. It's not even turning on.
Thank you.
I need to finish last week's reports first.
Oh, no, the reports can wait. Okay, you're indispensable here, and I trust that you prioritize what's urgent. Tell them not to go to the F drive. It's private. Thank you.
Blaine.
Okay.
What are you doing here?
Can I have my necklace back?
What, so you can just drop something so valuable, just like you drop people.
I didn't leave you on purpose, Blaine.
What happened, Zoe?
I don't think you deserve to know, for the best of me and him.
So that's somebody else.
It's not like that.
Zoe, thank you for coming by on such short notice, but some great design ideas just hit me. Do you mind? I gotta finish putting some things away.
Of course not.
So, how long have you and Blaine known each other?
Excuse me?
Oh, I saw a picture of you on his computer. You two have history, right?
Sophia, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it was a group photo. I see Blaine gave you your necklace back. Was it a boyfriend's gift or someone special, maybe?
A friend gave it to me.
It's a unique diamond in the world, you know?
I didn't know.
You know, I'm the type who would put my hands on fire for Blaine. I trust you understand what I mean.
Yes, Sophia.
Hi, Lee.
Hey, Ramona.
Could you please help us getting this computer back to life? Make sure not to delete anything.
Understood. Linda, can you take this one?
Sure thing.
Linda, what's going on?
Zoe, open the screenshot I just sent you.
Oh. Linda, where did you get those?
Some woman came in and dropped off Blaine's computer.
Can you please delete those photos?
I'm really not supposed to, Zoe. I made a copy for you. Thank you.
Hey, Blaine, how's it going, buddy? How are you liking that new future palace apartment? Yeah, no, I'm sorry to hear that. I promise I will get to the bottom of this, Dr. Dexter. Zoe, can I talk to you for a moment?
Sure, I'm coming upstairs.
No, Zoe, I'm working from home. Listen, Zoe, what did you steal?
What are you talking about?
Zoe, Dr. Dexter, he called me and told me that you stole something very important from him. I have to take his claims seriously. Please just resolve this as quickly as possible. He's waiting downstairs in the lobby.
You're accusing me of stealing?
Where are the photos?
They're not yours.
Zoe, where are you going?
Let go of me, Blaine! Blaine, you're hurting me! They're photos of me! What gives you the right to hang on to them? I can sue you for invading my privacy!
Do not test me, Zoe. I will get you fired and I will go to any lengths to end this.
When are you gonna let go of the past, Blaine?
Give me the phone.
Zoey, this is my fantastic fiance, Sophia Quincy.
Zoe, what happened? Is everything okay?
We don't need you. It's over.
Zoey, why did you meet here instead of my apartment?
I'm giving it back. I hope this settles everything.
Why would you do that? That meant everything to me and him.
And who's the other person, huh, Zoey?
Let go of me, Blaine.
Zoey! God damn it! What were you doing? You losing your mind? We could die of hypothermia. Let's go inside.
Just give me my coat.
You wish. Let's go! Okay, take a shower.
Fine, just give me my coat and I'll leave.
That joke doesn't work when you're shivering.
Blaine?
Sophia, hey, I'm just in the shower.
Babe, I brought us dinner.
Okay, thank you. I'll be out in a second. I'll just distract her and then you can get out. Okay, here. Where did you get this card?
Pregnant and with a severe stab wound. We need to move fast.
Blood pressure is critical. Risk of losing the baby is high.
IV and oxygen as soon as we are in. Keep pressure on the wound.
Got it. Let's keep her stable until we make it to the ER.
Alert the hospital. This is urgent.
Already on it. Hang on, Zoe. We're almost there.
Go handle Sophia.
Blaine, I need to grab something from the bathroom. Can I come in? Blaine? Blaine?
Yes, I'll be out in a second if you could just get my clothes ready in the bedroom. Thank you.
Okay.
Let me hear me make loud noises. Go. Sophia, your eyes, they bring peace to my life. Here, follow me to the living room.
Code gray, surgery floor lobby. Code gray, surgery floor lobby.
See Dr. Dexter. I need to see him
Security,
now.
please respond immediately.
For my aunt, and she was supposed to be.
Sir, please put the chair down.
She was supposed to be alive when I got here.
Please, sir. Please put the chair down.
Sir, put the chair down,
I need to
please.
see
There are
Dr.
other
Dexter. He
patients
killed
on
my
this floor
aunt.
that are sick, please.
He killed my aunt.
I'm sorry about your aunt.
I need to find him. I need to talk to him. He owes me an explanation. Where is that? You know Dr. Dexter?
Yes, I know him.
Where is he?
There are other doctors that can assist you. I know it can be hard to lose someone.
You have no idea.
Sir, come with me. Sir.
Hey, you don't need to touch me. Don't touch me. Do not. I need to see the doctor. I just want to see Dr.
Zoey! You okay?
Dr. Dexter, there was a problem with floor 5 assistant.
What happened?
It was against the woman who died during surgery. One of her family members tried to find him and he hit a woman.
What? He hit a woman?
Have you heard the news?
Yeah, but the woman being attacked.
How about the woman who defended him?
No, who was that?
It was Zoey.
Dr. Dexter, please report to OR4 immediately.
Okay, I gotta attend this call. Okay, can you set up a meeting with my lawyer, Robert Tan? We need to file a suit against this man. Okay? Does this hurt?
Yes.
Zoey. I heard about what happened. How are you? Can you give us a second, please?
I'm feeling better.
Let me see. My lawyers are going to make sure that that man is held accountable for his actions. We just need a statement from you, okay?
Sure.
And what were you doing here anyway? I got you this.
Phone?
Yeah.
Blaine, I can't accept this.
No, look. I need to give you this to repay you for my actions and your bravery.
Thank you.
Zoey. How are you? Hello, Dr. Blaine.
Dr. Dexter, please report to OR4 immediately. Dr. Dexter, please report to OR4 immediately.
We'll talk later, Zoey. Okay?
Dr. Dexter,
Aren't you two on your rounds?
the director warned us. Suing him could be really dangerous for all of us.
He's got connections, Dr. Dexter. That could get us all fired, or worse.
You're saying that the hospital would turn against us to save itself?
Mm-hmm. And not just the hospital. We're talking about our careers here.
No. That man needs to be held accountable for his actions.
Yeah, but
No buts. Just go. Just do it. Sorry. Just go.
that man really has to flush so many things from his head.
So he might be the only one who can convince him to reconsider. The jobs, everything, it's all on the line here.
Oh, Zoey, can we talk to you for a second?
So the director just stopped.
Zoey.
I'm just gonna be forward here. Please stop the charges against the man that hit me. If you continue, it's only gonna cause more repercussions for you and the hospital and the staff.
No, that man needs to pay for what he did to you.
And that's my problem, not yours. If you don't stop the case, I'm not going to provide a statement, I'm not going to be a witness, and I won't cooperate.
So that's what you really want? You want people to just harm you all the time?
I don't let anyone harm me anymore.
So you've grown?
I've grown, yes, Blaine. A lot has happened in the last years. Please just stop the charges.
No, look, just come over to my apartment. We can speak about this tomorrow, okay?
No, that's not gonna work, Blaine. It's over.
Zoey, why did you leave us? I mean, I just keep thinking about it. Why you left us? Please tell me. We'll come over tomorrow and we can part ways. Peacefully, and I won't press charges on that man.
You really want to know?
Yes. And I found your necklace. I know how special it is to you, and I wanted to give it back.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, and thank you for standing up for me. Hey, Zoe.
Good morning.
So, have you had breakfast already?
Yes, I did. Blaine, going forward, I would communicate directly with Sophia regarding the renovations for your house. Is that clear? Any concerns you may have, you can just convey through her. I'm here to accommodate any preferences you have.
Sure. Hey, who was that guy that came in the other day?
Hold on a moment. Matthew? What's going on? Yeah, I'll be right there.
Hey, where are you going?
Let me go, Blaine.
And you're gonna leave our meeting? Is he more important than that?
Yes! He's the most important person in my life! Let me go, Blaine.
Well, if he's so special, then who is he?
Are you jealous, Blaine?
Thank you for coming. We've reviewed Max's case extensively. Zoe, we're doing everything we possibly can, but time isn't on our side. Max needs a specialized surgical procedure. It's our best shot at buying him the time we need.
Oh. How much will that cost, Dr. Spencer?
The surgery costs around $50,000.
Zoe, don't worry. I will arrange the money.
Matthew, you've already paid for so many treatments already. I don't even know how to repay you.
Zoe, Max is like family. I want to do whatever it takes.
Yeah, I'll find a way to collect the money.
Zoey, it's almost 5 a.m. What's going on?
Taking every job that I can. A restaurant, bistro, a bar. Just to save him. But I don't know how long this is gonna last.
Zoey.
You are the best staff in the hospital.
Sticking to water tonight. I got surgery in the morning.
With seniority comes privilege, David. You're gonna learn. Hey, Blaine, your glass is dry.
Oh, no, that's the last one of the night. If I drink another one, I'll definitely regret it tomorrow.
Zoey?
Oh, where are you rushing off to, pretty girl?
Sorry, we're short-staffed tonight.
Wait, I thought that Enclave's VIP hostesses were responsible for bottle service. Look, if I can't get good service here, I'm just going to take my business elsewhere.
Would you like me to pour the drinks for you and your guests?
Yeah. Of course. Why don't you have the drink with me? Change your life.
Sorry, I'm working.
Well, you're working now, and you're serving us alcohol, and you're supposed to entertain us, aren't you?
Hey, that's enough, Warner. She's just doing her job.
A drink for you?
So that's why you went away so urgently the other night?
Whoa! Hey, that's enough! What's your problem, Blaine? What's going on with you? Is this the bottle girl?
Hey, let's do another toast.
That's it, isn't it? She's your little lover, isn't she, Blaine? Oh my goodness, I know you from the hospital. Yeah, with that little man you've been hanging out with. Woo! Hey! Stop! Everybody stop! Everybody stop! This is the last time you disrespected the last time! Come on, Blaine, are you satisfied now? I want to tell you something. When the hospital gets word of what you've done, you're gonna be a thief! You love to save lives, don't you? Well, guess what? You just saved your life and hers from being in the hospital, and her son's too!
Everyone was pretty drunk except Ramona. She supported Jose and Blaine as they left the bar. Zoey noticed her struggling and rushed over to help. Are they all right?
Yeah, they'll be fine. Minus the killer headaches they're going to wake up with. Jokes apart, Zoey. I'll have to trouble you to take Dr. Dexter home. I'll handle Jose.
No problem. I'll get him home safely.
Thanks. I can rest easy now.
Ramona handed Blaine over to Zoey, who leaned against her. She noticed Blaine's injured hand. How did he hurt his hand?
After you left, he beat up the guy who kept asking you to drink.
Ramona shared the details of the fight, and Zoey listened to her intently, shocked by the lengths Blaine had gone for her.
And then Dr. Dexter said,
"You can be rude to any woman, but you can't be rude to her. Only I get to look at her. Forget about looking down on her."
Did he really say that?
Yes. Dr. Warner will be taking a sick leave tomorrow for sure.
Zoey's eyes welled up. Ramona left, and Zoey supported Blaine to the curb, hailing a taxi. Blaine, roused by the cool wind, opened his eyes. After a moment, he recognized Zoey and rudely pushed her away.
How dare you touch me, you cheat!
What did you say?
I said what you heard. You are a cheat.
I have never cheated on you.
You cheated on me when you left me alone. I was waiting for you.
Blaine turned around and walked towards the parking lot. Zoey caught up to Blaine, concerned. Blaine, you're drunk. You cannot drive.
Get lost.
You drank too much, Blaine. Stop messing around. Blaine attempted to unlock his car, but Zoey snatched and hid the keys behind her back.
Zoey, get back my car keys.
No, you're too drunk to drive. It's not safe.
Don't worry. Even if I crash, it won't be your fault.
Zoey, hurt but determined, decided to take matters into her own hands. She rushed over, wrapped her arms around Blaine, and struggled to pull him towards the street. Are you trying to make me suffer? It's 4 in the morning and I have to work at 8. Blaine, please, I'm tired.
How can Matthew let you live like this?
Zoey's grip on Blaine loosened, a numbness creeping into her. Blaine stiffened, realizing he had gone too far despite being drunk. He quietly got into the car, not meeting Zoey's eyes until they reached his house. The moment Zoey put him on the sofa, he passed out. She rushed to the medicine cabinet, took out a cream, and sat beside him, applying ointment to his swollen knuckles. Dr. Dexter, what am I going to do with you? Zoey blew on his sore hand, unaware that Blaine was now awake watching her. Blaine's dangerous gaze narrowed as he observed Zoey's gentle care.
Zoey.
You're awake?
Don't touch me.
Blaine abruptly withdrew his hand. He got up, went to the kitchen, and grabbed an energy drink from the refrigerator. But Zoey snatched the drink. Blaine, are you crazy? You've already drank too much. You need to drink water, not this.
Give it back to me.
No! As Zoey turned to pour the drink down the sink, she felt a strong arm snake around her waist, pushing her against the counter. What do you want? Blaine's breath was warm as he whispered into her ear.
You.
Blaine turned her around, and Zoey was stunned at the desperate adoration in his dark eyes. She remembered that look.
Zoey, do you know how much I hate you? You owe me this after what you put me through.
She tried to push him away, but Blaine overpowered her, pinning her hands above her head.
Was it worth it, Zoey? Was it worth marrying Matthew?
Leave me, Blaine. Please. Zoey started crying uncontrollably, and Blaine let her go. She didn't even look back and left the apartment.
Zoey fled the apartment, leaving Blaine standing alone in the kitchen. He had crossed a line he never intended to cross. Now, the consequences of his actions loomed over him, uncertain and terrifying. Will Zoey ever forgive Blaine for his actions? Will their relationship be irrevocably damaged? How will Blaine deal with the guilt and regret that now consume him? Will their paths ever cross again? And if so, will they be able to rebuild the trust that was shattered that night?
Zoey expected Blaine to call her or to run into her at the hospital, but there was no sign of him. A few days passed. Zoey was working an overnight shift at the Enclave when Jose walked in.
6 dozen bottles of the best wine, please.
Dr. Ramirez, expecting a party tonight?
Call me Jose, Zoey. And no guests this time. Just me.
Sure, but all this wine for yourself?
I like to be prepared. Can you store them for me?
Of course. The next night, David, another doctor, entered the bar and ordered the same excessive amount. This pattern repeated for 2 weeks, and Zoey started growing suspicious. One night, Blaine's intern Ramona entered the bar. Hi, Ramona. Planning a party?
No, it's for the staff.
Zoey gave a piercing look to Ramona. But you haven't even ordered yet.
Oh, yes, my bad. I need 6.
What's really going on?
Nothing's going on. We just, really like wine.
And what else aren't you telling me, Ramona? Ramona dismissed Zoey's suspicions, attempting to pay for the wine. Wait and save your money tonight. Once the stored bottles are gone, you can buy the next round.
Thank you, Zoey. That's very nice of you.
Zoey smiled suspiciously, but did not drag the matter ahead. She left the VIP room and went to the bathroom, where she surprisingly heard Ramona's voice from the next bathroom stall talking on the phone.
Dr. Dexter, I couldn't buy wine from Zoey. She wouldn't sell me any. I'm sorry.
Zoey didn't move an inch and listened silently to Ramona and Blaine's conversation.
Thank you for understanding, Dr. Dexter. You're the best. See you in the morning.
Blaine. My grumpy guardian angel. The creaking sound of the door signaled Ramona's exit. Taking a deep breath, Zoey composed herself and headed back to work. The next night, Zoey, returning from work, bumped into Blaine in the hallway on her way to Max's room.
Dr. Dexter, I want to talk to you.
We have nothing to say to each other.
Why has everyone in your department been buying wine from me? Dr. Dexter, I don't understand why you did this, but I'm grateful. But I don't want to be indebted to you.
Do you remember our kiss from the other night?
I remember, but we don't need to discuss it.
How much is the commission on those wines? Enough compensation for that kiss, I assume.
What does that mean?
You don't understand. Do I need to explain myself more clearly?
You told your colleagues to buy wine from me just to insult and degrade me? I don't want your money, and you certainly don't owe me for any services rendered.
Since you're so proud, you can reject the money. No one's forcing you to take it.
Zoey glared at Blaine as he ignored her and walked away, prompting Zoey to confront him once again.
Since Dr. Dexter is so generous, there's no need for me to pretend to be noble. Getting paid is more practical than giving it away for free, right? At least this way I got something pleasurable out of the experience.
Blaine didn't react and continued to walk away.
Zoey, right now Max needs chemotherapy more than you need your dignity.
Zoey was suddenly snapped out of her thoughts by a man in a hospital gown running towards Blaine with a bottle of liquid.
You rascal! I will use this sulfuric acid to ruin your face just like you ruined my life!
Blaine, look out! Zoey ran towards Blaine to save him. What drove that man to attack Blaine? Will Zoey be able to save Blaine from the attack? Or will her actions have severe consequences for her? Blaine, look out!
I'm going to make your life miserable!
The patient threw the liquid directly at Blaine, but Zoey dived in and pushed him out of the way. The acid splashed across Zoey's face. She screamed in agony as her eyes started burning and tears started gushing out.
Zoey!
Blaine started punching the attacker and shouting in anger.
What did you throw at her?
Blaine, my eyes hurt.
Blaine's focus shifted to Zoey. He rushed to her and picked her in his arms.
I'm here, Zoey. I will not let anything happen to you.
Blaine ran towards the emergency room. Typically calm in danger, he was panicking for the first time. Zoey was being attended to by nurses when a doctor approached Blaine.
She's very lucky that it was a false alarm. The liquid was just some chili pepper concoction.
Are you sure it was just a false alarm? That guy looked serious, and Zoey's eyes are swollen and red.
I won't dare to joke with you, Dr. Dexter. Everything is fine. She just needs to take some rest.
After hearing that it was a false alarm, Blaine was relieved, but still concerned. He rushed to Zoey.
You'll be fine soon.
My eyes still burn. Who was the patient? Did you know him?
Not yet, but he will get my appointment soon, and I will make his life a living.
Before Blaine could complete, Dr. Melanie Green entered the emergency room.
I heard your friend was splashed with some chili pepper liquid. How's the situation?
She will be fine soon. Who are you?
I'm Dr. Melanie Green, a psychiatrist. The man who created this mess is one of our patients here.
Are you running a psychiatric department or a hanging garden? How did he leave undetected?
Today's incident was indeed an oversight on our part, but please forgive that patient. His wife cheated and left him for another man, causing him to have a mental breakdown. Now all handsome men trigger him, and when he sees one, he loses his control.
I punched a patient. This is not good. Is he all right?
The patient will be fine. He has a broken nose, but the rest of his injuries are minor.
Dr. Green took a leave. Blaine stood by Zoey's bed, softly touching her face.
Dr. Dexter, if you want to thank me now, I will gladly accept it.
Stop protecting me. If you let this happen for the third time, I won't let you off so easily. I can take care of you myself. What if it really had been sulfuric acid? Do you understand the consequences?
I did what I had to do.
Are you an idiot?
What about you? Trying to save lives every day? Are you an idiot?
Zoey tried her best to defend her actions, but Blaine just looked coldly at Zoey.
Your eyes look better.
Yeah, I feel much better.
Get up and follow me.
What? Where are we going?
Blaine ignored her and walked out of the room, and Zoey followed him. They entered his department's office, where he insisted on giving her an eye ointment.
Give me a second. I'm going to change my clothes.
Blaine headed into the locker room. As Zoey waited awkwardly on the sofa, the office door flung open, and Jose burst in with excitement.
Dr. Dexter, I heard you're getting married. Is that true? Oh. Hi, Zoey.
The air in the office hung heavy with unspoken emotions. Zoey, still slightly dazed from the ordeal, watched Jose's boisterous greeting with a mixture of confusion and unease. Blaine, his face a mask of indifference, emerged from the locker room, a stark contrast to the cheerful Jose. Who is Blaine marrying? Why is he acting so hostile towards Zoey? What is the true nature of their relationship? Will Zoey ever understand the reason behind Blaine's sudden change in behavior? And will this incident finally push them apart for good?
I heard about the incident. I didn't know you were here.
Jose, are you here to take over?
Yes. How is she feeling now?
She's fine. You arrived at the right time. I'm leaving now because I have plans later with my fiance.
He's really going to get married.
Here, apply this twice a day, and your eyes will be back to normal in a week.
Thank you. I'll be leaving now.
Where are you going? I'll give you a lift.
No need. I'll go by myself.
Fine. Bye.
Blaine left the office, leaving Zoey emotional. She turned to Jose, who was looking at her with a heavy heart.
Goodbye, Jose.
Take care, Zoey.
Zoey left the office quickly, feeling the weight of her emotions. Outside the hospital, Zoey was surprised to find Blaine's car waiting.
Get in. You can't drive home with your eyes like that. I ignored you earlier because I didn't want Jose to get the wrong idea.
Zoey, filled with her complicated feelings, didn't utter a single word as she got into the car. As Blaine drove, Zoey stared blankly out of the window, trying to ignore the emotional void she felt.
What time do you get off work?
5 o'clock.
No, I mean from the bar.
His voice was a little soft, leaving Zoey wondering about his sudden interest. She hesitated, but answered truthfully.
3 in the morning?
Do you really need money that badly?
Zoey, feeling uncomfortable, dodged the question, but Blaine was persistent.
How can Matthew let you work there? Why can't you take money from him?
I can't ask him for more. I've already spent too much of his money.
What do you need so much money for?
Zoey hesitated, feeling guilty, but before she could answer, Blaine dismissed the topic.
Forget it. I'm not interested in knowing about you anyway.
The car fell into silence, but Blaine couldn't contain himself and spoke his heart out.
You're his wife. He should share this burden with you. You don't have to force yourself to live like this. And Matthew doesn't want to give it to you. I can lend it to you.
Zoey couldn't control her tears any longer. The car stopped at a red light. Blaine handed her a tissue.
Zoey, don't cry. I don't like it, and it makes you look even worse than you already do.
Just shut your mouth and drive.
Blaine resumed driving. Zoey directed him to stop at the end of her street and unbuckled her seatbelt.
Are you sure you don't want me to drop you off in front of your house?
No, there's no need. I'm good here.
Zoey didn't want Ziva to see Blaine dropping her off, but Blaine thought Zoey did not want Matthew to see them together, so he didn't press any further and let her go.
If you feel any discomfort, come to the hospital.
Yeah, thanks again for the ride.
Zoey turned away, took a few steps, and then abruptly turned back. Blaine watched her from inside the car.
Congratulations on your marriage.
You came back just to say these irrelevant words to me?
You better cherish your fate with Sophia. Meeting the one you will spend the rest of your life with is a blessing.
Zoey maintained a sincere smile, but tears streamed down her face as she left. Blaine got out of the car.
Zoey, stop.
Wiping her tears, she turned. Blaine took out the Heart of the Sea necklace from his pocket.
Your necklace. Do you still want it?
Zoey looked at the necklace for a moment and turned. Blaine pushed aside her hair and made her wear the necklace.
Thank you, Blaine.
The following morning, Zoey, carrying a plate of cookies and a big smile, walked into the hematology department to meet Matthew. However, her cheerful smile disappeared instantly when she laid eyes on Blaine in his office.
Matthew, guess what? I brought some cookies.
Zoey walked into the hematology department to meet Matthew. However, her cheerful smile disappeared instantly when she laid eyes on Blaine in his office. He seemed unfazed, not bothering to acknowledge her presence.
Zoey, why are you here?
I thought I'd drop in with some homemade cookies. I thought you might want to take a break.
Zoey smiled awkwardly, placing the tin of cookies on Matthew's desk. He understood her real concern for Max, but didn't dive into probing questions.
Well, then let's try these cookies you made, shall we?
Yeah, please. Help yourself.
Matthew extended the tin of cookies to Blaine, but he politely declined.
No, it's fine. I was just here for the blood test reports.
Your results are good. Just rest more during the day.
Blaine smiled distantly and left. Zoey sighed in relief after Blaine left, sitting slowly on the sofa, but her eyes were on the door.
What is it? Are you jealous?
No, of course not. I have no reason to be jealous.
Yeah, but he's getting married.
I am fine.
That night, Zoey wanted to be with Max, especially because he was fighting the tough side effects of his chemotherapy.
Mommy, I'm sleepy.
Zoey held back tears, climbing onto the bed to comfort Max.
Hey, baby. Close your eyes and sleep. Mommy's right here keeping an eye on you.
After Max fell asleep, Matthew met Zoey to discuss Max's critical condition.
Zoey, I gotta tell you something about Max's current situation, and you need to prepare yourself for what I'm about to tell you.
The conversation got serious, leaving Zoey anticipating difficult news.
Be mentally prepared? What does that mean?
Zoey, this round of chemotherapy didn't work for Max.
Matthew.
We tried, but I have to tell you honestly that after a few tries, it might stop doing the trick, and could even lead to more problems.
But there has to be some solution.
We thought Max had typical side effects, but the test results today were completely unexpected. The chemo messed up his liver.
Desperate to hold back her emotions, Zoey trembled. Matthew could hardly continue as his voice strained.
Zoey, let it out. Cry if you need to.
Zoey's grief was beyond tears. She closed her eyes, laying her head on Matthew's shoulder. At the end of the corridor, Blaine was silently observing the heartbreaking scene. He clenched his fists, turned around, and walked away.
I need to make a payment to the hospital tomorrow. How will I pay? Oh my God. They'll refuse to treat my baby.
Zoey was on the edge of collapsing. She wrestled with the suffocating anxiety.
Blaine, he offered to lend me money. He's Max's father. It's only natural to ask for his help. What other choice do I have?
Zoey grabbed her purse and car keys and hurried out.
Zoey! Where are you going?
I have to go. I have to go, Matthew.
She reached outside Blaine's building, took a deep breath, and called him. Blaine's phone rang, and after a few moments, he answered in a stony silence. Blaine remained silent, challenging Zoey to speak again.
Do you have time right now? I want to talk to you.
Talk? Seriously? What's there to talk about, huh? How you ghosted me and left me hanging in total agony.
Zoey braced herself for a difficult conversation and somehow gathered the courage to speak.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I know you don't want to see me, but I hope you can help me with something. I'll wait for you downstairs.
Come up.
Blaine abruptly hung up, leaving Zoey stunned. She rushed inside, taking the elevator to the 20th floor. She entered his penthouse, where she found him waiting for her on the sofa. She took a seat opposite him.
Blaine, I've got a favor to ask. I kinda need to borrow 50 grand.
Borrow money? Zoey, I didn't hear you wrong, did I?
Sorry. I'm only asking because I'm out of time. I promise I'll pay you back.
Blaine rose and headed to the kitchen, opening a beer and keeping his gaze fixed on her.
If there's a problem, don't find your husband. Instead, come to your rich ex-boyfriend. What are you planning?
I just need help. You were misunderstanding.
Then what's this about? You didn't have enough fun 4 years ago?
Blaine, please forget I was ever here.
Zoey, realizing the misunderstanding, tried to leave, but Blaine blocked her path.
You came here to use me again, didn't you? You're not satisfied with the damage you caused me back then?
I didn't come here with any wrong motives. Blaine, you were the one who said I could borrow money from you.
My initial offer stands canceled. I'm no longer willing to lend it to you now. Do you understand?
Blaine's anger had grown from witnessing Zoey and Matthew together. Zoey turned to leave with a heavy heart when Blaine again blocked Zoey from leaving.
Please let me leave.
What I hate the most is that whenever I try to put you out of my mind, you reappear. You're the ghost who haunts me wherever I go.
Sorry, Dr. Dexter. I will never approach you again. Even if we accidentally cross paths, I will treat you as a stranger. I shouldn't have come here today.
I don't have that much cash on me right now. Come back tomorrow night to get it.
No need.
Zoey hurriedly exited Blaine's penthouse. Watching the elevator doors close, Zoey's promise of never seeing him again echoed in his mind. The next day, Zoey received a hospital invoice, adding to her stress.
Mommy, I'm a little homesick. I miss Grandma. I want to go home.
Max, you are worried about staying in the hospital?
Max fell silent, prompting Zoey to reassure him.
Silly boy. Don't let your thoughts run wild. Mommy will manage everything, okay?
Max looked at Zoey with teary eyes, questioning his place.
Mommy, am I a burden?
Zoey, on the verge of tears, comforted her son.
Max, Mommy forbids you to say such things. You're Mommy's little son. Without you, Mommy's life would never have sunshine again. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mommy, I heard what Uncle Matthew said to you.
Uncle Matthew only said you had hepatitis. He didn't say he couldn't cure it. Do you understand?
So, will I get better, Mommy? Then I can play soccer also, right?
Zoey hugged Max tightly. Tears were streaming down her face.
Yes, of course you can, Maxie. And Mommy will play with you.
At that moment, Zoey knew exactly what she had to do. She took off her necklace, looked at it for a while, and then ignited the engine and drove to a pawn shop.
Sir, I have something I would like to show you. Hey, Mr. Moretti. I have got something I need you to check out. Zoey took a deep breath and handed over the Heart of the Sea to the pawn shop owner, Mr. Moretti. Could you take a look and tell me what it's worth to you?
Well. What do we have here?
Moretti took a closer look at the treasure in his hand before giving Zoey a side-eye like he was smelling something fishy. Don't give me that suspicious look, Mr. Moretti. It's real. A friend gave it to me, and I can't afford to keep it.
Seems like it's the real deal. Sorry about the doubt. I'll buy it.
Great. So, what's it worth?
Miss, you struck gold. How about $100,000?
$100,000?
Yep, and I'll even toss in an extra 10 grand.
Then I don't want to sell it. I just need 50 grand for a medical emergency.
Okay, here's the deal. 50 grand today, you return with $55,000 in a month, and you get your necklace back.
Okay. One more thing, Mr. Moretti. Add a clause. If my necklace ain't here in a month, you owe me $100,000. Mr. Moretti raised an eyebrow.
Insurance, huh? You drive a hard bargain, miss.
Gotta make sure it comes home safe. Deal?
Deal. Let's get that paperwork rolling.
Great, Mr. Moretti, thank you. Thank you. Mr. Moretti got the papers ready quickly. Zoey hesitated when signing the contract, but she eventually did. Remember, don't sell it to anyone else this month. Got it?
Got it. We're good.
The moment Zoey exited, she touched her bare neck with a sense of emptiness. Little did she know her troubles were just getting started as Sophia and her friend Connie entered the same pawn shop.
Connie, I don't get why you like places like this. Used stuff?
It's about the hunt, Sophia. Finding rare treasures. These are antiques, not junk.
My favorite customer is here.
Oh, hi, Mr. Moretti. Do you have something new for me? Something antique?
Moretti showed her some collectible items, but Connie wanted something unique. Sophia sat in the chair, flipping through an ancient book.
Actually, I have something. One of a kind just came in.
Moretti returned with a delicate box, unveiling the Heart of the Sea.
Is that the Heart of the Sea?
It can't be. Are you out of your mind, Moretti? How can it be here? Who sold it to you?
Zoe's the name, but she didn't sell it to me. Got it locked in a contract for a month.
Well, then there is no point of
$300,000 for the Heart of the Sea.
What?
What did you say? That's...
Sophia, are you out of your mind?
My mind is in the best shape ever, and your ears too, Mr. Moretti. I will pay $300,000 for this necklace. Do we have a deal?
Mr. Moretti was stunned hearing that amount for the Heart of the Sea, but Sophia was determined.
Miss Quincy, this is not ethical for me. How can I...
$500,000.
Well now, how can I say no? Done. It's a deal.
I'm sure you can handle her when... What was her name? Oh yes, Zoey returns for it. But I need a complimentary favor with this necklace.
Name it, Miss Quincy. Anything.
When Zoey comes in for her necklace, tell her it was a doctor who snagged it. Keep it low-key, you know?
Absolutely, Miss Quincy. Doctor it is.
Sophia smiled, steering Connie out of the shop. Later in the night, Zoey, exhausted from her shift, walked down the hospital corridor when she saw Blaine rushing into a room. He bent over a patient named Mr. Wilson, trying to get a response.
Nurse! Nurse!
Blaine glanced in the corridor where he found Zoey.
Come in, help me.
Me? Is that even allowed?
Yes, you can help. Now move.
Blaine rushed back into the room. He ordered Zoey to bring a trash can and water basin. What are you going to do?
He's taking a bunch of sleeping pills. Gotta make him vomit and pump his stomach.
Blaine put his hand into the patient's mouth without hesitation. Zoey watched him anxiously. Grimacing in pain, he continued. Blood came out from his bitten finger. Sir, you must relax. The doctor's helping you.
Get out of the way, or he'll vomit all over you.
Zoey stepped aside as the patient vomited into the trash can.
Thanks for your help. Now you can leave.
Zoey left the room without uttering a single word. After an hour, Zoey entered Blaine's office with medicine. Blaine, casually dressed, exited the locker room, toweling his wet hair.
Wipe the drool off of your chin, Zoey.
Blaine threw his towel to her. Never met such a narcissistic man before. Zoey tossed the medicine on the table. Ointment. Remember to put it on.
No need. Just a little bite.
Zoey stepped forward, took his hand, and applied the ointment to it. Today deepened my understanding of you.
What do you mean?
You, in that treatment room. That's the real Dr. Dexter. Nobler than the one in the coat. Blaine was speechless. Zoey finished applying the ointment, and Blaine handed her an envelope. This...
$50,000. It's for you.
Zoey was stunned, but she quickly refused Blaine's envelope. There's no need, Blaine. I've got the money covered.
Covered? Where did you get the money from?
That's personal, Blaine. I appreciate your offer. I should leave now. Zoey grabbed her purse, ready to leave, when Blaine suddenly yelled at her furiously.
Where's the necklace? What did you do with the Heart of the Sea?
Zoey was frozen hearing this. Her expression revealed guilt.
I asked you something, Zoey. Where the hell did you lose it this time?
Zoey took a deep breath, ready to confess. I sold it. Blaine's eyes widened in disbelief and his grip tightened.
You what? Just for this? For $50,000?
To you, it's a small amount. To me, not that easy.
Is money that tight? Or was the necklace only worth $50,000 in your heart?
If I say $50,000 was more important, would you forgive me?
Forgive you? You're a hypocrite. You said that necklace held memories, but it's all a lie.
I'll redeem it within a month.
Get out.
Believe me, Blaine, you have no idea what I am going through.
I said get out.
Zoey turned to leave, but Blaine grabbed her arm.
Which pawn shop?
Moretti's pawn shop.
Well done.
Blaine loosened his grip, letting her leave. He drove to the pawn shop, anger burning inside of him. He entered the pawn shop, glancing around, and spotted Moretti behind the counter.
I'm here to buy a specific item. A necklace. Heart of the Sea.
Heart of the Sea, huh? That's a rare piece, my friend. Are you sure you can afford it?
I can afford this filthy shop, you idiot. Where's the necklace?
Can you pay more than $500,000?
I will give you $1 million. Bring it.
Huh? I sold it to someone.
Who bought it?
She was a fine lady. That's all I can remember about her.
Blaine's fist tightened, realizing the Heart of the Sea slipped away. Losing the necklace felt like losing Zoey all over again. A few days passed, and Zoey met Sophia at a downtown coffee shop to discuss design revisions. Sophia praised Zoey's work, but the moment suddenly turned into a nightmare for her. Sophia, your necklace. Is it? Zoey's heart skipped a beat the moment she saw the Heart of the Sea around Sophia's neck.
When Zoey comes in for her necklace, Tell her it was a doctor who snagged it. Keep it low-key, you know?
Absolutely, Miss Quincy. Doctor it is.
Sophia smiled, steering Connie out of the shop. Later in the night, Zoey, exhausted from her shift, walked down the hospital corridor when she saw Blaine rushing into a room. He bent over a patient named Mr. Wilson, trying to get a response.
Nurse! Nurse!
Blaine glanced in the corridor where he found Zoey.
Come in, help me.
Me? Is that even allowed?
Yes, you can help. Now move.
Blaine rushed back into the room. He ordered Zoey to bring a trash can and water basin. What are you going to do?
He's taking a bunch of sleeping pills. Gotta make him vomit and pump his stomach.
Blaine put his hand into the patient's mouth without hesitation. Zoey watched him anxiously. Grimacing in pain, he continued. Blood came out from his bitten finger. Sir, you must relax. The doctor's helping you.
Get out of the way, or he'll vomit all over you.
Zoey stepped aside as the patient vomited into the trash can.
Thanks for your help. Now you can leave.
Zoey left the room without uttering a single word. After an hour, Zoey entered Blaine's office with medicine. Blaine, casually dressed, exited the locker room, toweling his wet hair.
Wipe the drool off of your chin, Zoey.
Blaine threw his towel to her. Never met such a narcissistic man before. Zoey tossed the medicine on the table. Ointment. Remember to put it on.
No need. Just a little bite.
Zoey stepped forward, took his hand, and applied the ointment to it. Today deepened my understanding of you.
What do you mean?
You, in that treatment room. That's the real Dr. Dexter. Nobler than the one in the coat. Blaine was speechless. Zoey finished applying the ointment, and Blaine handed her an envelope. This?
$50,000. It's for you.
Zoey was stunned, but she quickly refused Blaine's envelope. There's no need, Blaine. I've got the money covered.
Covered? Where did you get the money from?
That's personal, Blaine. I appreciate your offer. I should leave now. Zoey grabbed her purse, ready to leave, when Blaine suddenly yelled at her furiously.
Where's the necklace? What did you do with the heart of the sea?
Zoey was frozen hearing this. Her expression revealed guilt.
I asked you something, Zoey. Where the hell did you lose it this time?
Zoey took a deep breath, ready to confess. I sold it. Blaine's eyes widened in disbelief and his grip tightened.
You what? Just for this? For $50,000?
To you, it's a small amount. To me, not that easy.
Is money that tight? Or was the necklace only worth $50,000 in your heart?
If I say $50,000 was more important, would you forgive me?
Forgive you? You're a hypocrite. You said that necklace held memories, but it's all a lie.
I'll redeem it within a month.
Get out.
Believe me, Blaine, you have no idea what I am going through.
I said get out.
Zoey turned to leave, but Blaine grabbed her arm.
Which pawn shop?
Moretti's pawn shop.
Well done.
Blaine loosened his grip, letting her leave. He drove to the pawn shop, anger burning inside of him. He entered the pawn shop, glancing around, and spotted Moretti behind the counter.
I'm here to buy a specific item. A necklace. Heart of the Sea.
Heart of the Sea, huh? That's a rare piece, my friend. Are you sure you can afford it?
I can afford this filthy shop, you idiot. Where's the necklace?
Can you pay more than $500,000?
I will give you $1 million. Bring it.
Huh? I sold it to someone.
Who bought it?
She was a fine lady. That's all I can remember about her.
Blaine's fist tightened, realizing the Heart of the Sea slipped away. Losing the necklace felt like losing Zoey all over again. A few days passed, and Zoey met Sophia at a downtown coffee shop to discuss design revisions. Sophia praised Zoey's work, but the moment suddenly turned into a nightmare for her. Sophia, your necklace!
Sophia, your necklace. Is it?
Zoey's heart skipped a beat the moment she saw the Heart of the Sea around Sophia's neck.
Oh, the Heart of the Sea? Must be fate. Blaine gave it to me.
Blaine gave it to you?
Yep, he found it at a small pawn shop. I think it's called Moretti's or something like that. Blaine gave it to me as a wedding present. Isn't it amazing?
Yes, it is.
Zoey got up hastily, packing her belongings and feeling distressed.
Zoey, what's wrong? Was it something I said?
No, I've got to run. Take a look at these blueprints for me, okay? If you see anything that needs tweaking, just shoot me a text. Really sorry about this.
Zoey rushed out, heading straight to Moretti's pawn shop.
You sneaky cheat. Where is my necklace?
It hasn't even been a month. Why are you here? I mean...
Show me the Heart of the Sea.
I'm sorry about this, Miss Fuller. So, according to our agreement, I owe you $100,000.
I don't want money. I want my necklace. Who did you sell it to?
That necklace was bought by a rich man, a doctor, I think. Your necklace is gone.
Zoey couldn't believe what she had heard. Moretti handed the compensation check to her.
I was a fool for trusting you, you greedy pig.
She grabbed the check and stormed out, slamming the door behind her. The moment she got out, she called Blaine in frustration.
Who is it?
Blaine, how could you be so cruel?
Zoey, are you nuts? I was sleeping. Why do you have to disturb me all the time?
He threw the phone, dismissing her angrily. Zoey took a cab straight to Blaine's penthouse. She furiously entered, storming through the bedroom door without knocking.
Blaine!
Blaine was still in bed under the blanket. Zoey stood near him, visibly furious.
I know you're awake. Stop pretending.
Blaine stirred, turned over, and revealed his irritated, sleepy face.
Why are you making trouble so early in the morning? Let me sleep.
It's already noon, and how could you give the heart of the sea to Sophia?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He stood up, revealing his bare upper body. Zoey felt embarrassed and turned away.
What are you doing?
Getting dressed.
I had an appointment with your girlfriend to look at the blueprints this morning.
My fiancé.
Whatever. I saw her wearing that necklace.
So what?
Couldn't you give her some other wedding present? Have you ever thought about how your fiancé will feel if she finds out her wedding present was a re-gift?
Who told you that necklace was from me?
She said so herself.
Zoey, are you joking? Why don't you first explain to me why you sold the necklace in the first place?
I didn't sell it,
Oh, I remember. I met a poor pawn shop owner and helped him earn millions. Now don't stand here like I will give you a Nobel Prize for this. Just leave.
Zoey, upset, stood nervously in front of Blaine. She pulled out the check from her purse.
Blaine, here's $100,000. Can I trouble you to buy that necklace back?
Where did you get that money from?
Mr. Moretti gave it to me as compensation. I know it's not the full amount, but please, sell the necklace back to me.
Didn't you say you were short on money? If you have this huge amount, why not just take the money and run?
Zoey sat beside him, placing the check on the coffee table.
This is different. I needed money, but I never intended to get it this way. I was always planning to go back and get it.
Want it back so that you can sell it for an even higher price?
Blaine, do you really think I'm the kind of person who would do anything to get rich?
Is my opinion of you really important?
I'll leave you to decide.
Suddenly, Blaine grabbed her chin, forcing her to look at him. Before she could react, Blaine kissed her. After a passionate kiss, Blaine suddenly moved away, leaving Zoey breathless.
Blaine, please, we can't.
Blaine grabbed her chin, kissing her again. Zoey's hands gripped the sofa cushion as they shared a moment of undeniable desire.
Zoey, do you really think I would give my ex-girlfriend's necklace to my future wife? I've already purchased her a wedding present. I don't know how she got the necklace.
Why didn't you deny it then?
Did I ever actually say the necklace was for me?
No, but you also didn't deny it.
Take the money.
No, I can't. I just want my necklace back.
I have no reason to help you get it back.
Zoey, feeling the weight of her emotions, decided to leave. She grabbed her purse and walked towards the elevator. Blaine stopped her and handed her the check.
Take this and quit your job at Enclave Bar.
Zoey kept her head low, entered the elevator, and left. The next morning, Blaine finished checking Mr. Wilson's vitals as the grateful man sat up.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling better, Dr. Dexter. Thank you so much again.
No need to thank me, Mr. Wilson. I was just doing my job.
Oh, I meant to ask you, who was the woman that helped you that night? She didn't look like a nurse to me.
Oh, she's just a friend of mine.
Just a friend or a girlfriend?
She's not my girlfriend.
Then go for her, man. A match made in heaven, if you ask me.
Mr. Wilson grabbed a bag of fruit and handed it to Blaine.
This fruit isn't for you to eat alone. Share it with that beautiful lady. Score some points.
Blaine took the bag and Wilson left. Later that evening, Blaine took Sophia to an elegant French bistro.
Blaine, this place is amazing. You always know what I like.
Blaine smiled faintly. His eyes were fixed on the necklace around Sophia's neck.
Sophia, what's up with that necklace?
How does it look? Found it in a little shop this week.
Doesn't suit you.
Sophia's smile vanished as Blaine pulled out a check.
It's very rude of you to say that, Blaine.
Sell me the necklace. $1 million.
What are you buying it for?
Doesn't belong to you. It's about my past.
Is this really about your past?
Yes. Let's not go there, Sophia.
Why do you care so much about an ex-girlfriend's gift?
I wish to resolve my past. Take it off, Sophia. Don't use my history for your present.
I'm your fiance.
Doesn't make it right. Now take it off.
Sophia, tearful, removed the necklace and rushed out of the cafe. Filled with retaliation, she wiped her tears and made a call. Why am I here? Zoey had received a call from Sophia the previous day to meet and discuss a few designs. But when she arrived, she couldn't understand why Sophia had suggested meeting at a bridal store. Zoey went to confirm with the receptionist. Hi, I'm here to meet Miss Sophia, but suddenly, Zoey spotted Blaine dressed in a wedding tuxedo, staring at her blankly. Sophia was standing next to him wearing bridal attire.
Zoey, over here!
Hi, Sophia. You look lovely.
Oh, thank you, Zoey. And thank you for making it today.
If you're busy, we can discuss the designs some other time.
Don't worry about it, Zoey. I'm a master multitasker. I'm just so busy right now with all the last-minute wedding preparations, you know. And this was the only time I had to meet with you. Don't worry, we're almost done.
All right, I'll be right here. Zoey sat there, pretending to focus on a wedding magazine while Sophia went to the changing room. Blaine was taking the tuxedo off, but his gaze had not shifted from Zoey. Unable to bear it any longer, Zoey stood up and walked over to Blaine. Now listen to me. I don't want Sophia to misunderstand anything. In the future, Dr. Dexter, we cannot meet again in private.
Then you will have to control yourself and not provoke me again.
Look, I'm not the one to fuss about these matters. Do me a favor and please ask your fiancé to meet me at a more professional place next time.
You can leave if you want.
Blaine's eyes stared deeply at Zoey, and she saw a hint of sadness in his eyes. But before she could react, Blaine dropped a bomb.
But before you go, you should know this. I've got rid of the heart of the sea, which means I have let go of the past. So you better stay out of my life.
Zoey's heart turned to ice as Blaine stormed out of the store. Overwhelmed by emotion, she couldn't contain herself and hastily fled the scene as well. Sophia was observing all of this from the changing room with a cunning smile.
I mean, this patient is not just any patient. He's an HIV-positive patient. The surgery is tricky with only a 50% chance of success. And even if he survives, he'll still be at risk of contracting AIDS and dying.
I don't agree with you, Dr. Warner. Being HIV positive is not the immediate death sentence it once was. But without brain surgery, this man's life will be over. Therefore, I'm in favor of conducting the operation and I volunteer to do it myself.
I will assist you, Dr. Dexter.
After the meeting, the news reached Ramona and she rushed to find Jose.
Jose, is there no way to persuade Dr. Dexter not to operate? This is very risky.
Ramona, you know very well what he's like. Dr. Dexter has made up his mind, and no one can change it.
You are not understanding. You guys can die because of this.
I'm only assisting, so my chances of getting the infection are even lower. Still, there is a chance, so I'd be lying if I said I'm not scared.
Then why did you volunteer, you idiot?
Someone has to be there for Dr. Dexter. He is the one putting his life in danger for that patient.
Ramona felt the weight of Jose's concern, but couldn't respond. The next day, she spotted Zoey in the hospital hallway and rushed to her. Zoey noticed the worry on Ramona's face. What's going on, Ramona? All good?
I wish I could tell you I was good, but I'm not. Dr. Dexter is putting himself in danger, and I fear that only you can stop him, Zoey.
What do you mean?
Dr. Dexter is insisting on performing brain surgery on an HIV-positive patient. If he suffers even the smallest wound while operating, he will be exposed to the virus. But, Zoey, he listens to you.
Zoey's eyes widened with concern as she absorbed the situation. But recalling the night Blaine saved the other patient, she expressed her belief in his decision. I believe you will come to agree with him when you see him at the operating table. Also, he never listens to me, and I have nothing to do with him anymore, so he won't listen to anything I say anyway. Zoey turned and left with her fingers crossed. Blaine began the surgery at 11 in the morning. The clock ticked and everyone nervously watched for over 5 hours, hoping for a successful conclusion. As the last portion of the tumor was removed, everyone breathed a sigh of relief.
And now, just the last thing to do.
Blaine took the needle and thread and began to sew up the patient. Jose and David watched nervously as he worked when suddenly, the nurse dropped a tray which diverted Dr. Blaine and a crisis emerged.
Damn it. Dr. Dexter, look at your finger. It's bleeding.
What are you panicking for? We have protocols for this. Our first concern is the patient. The operation is almost through.
Dr. Dexter, hurry up and leave the patient. Let me do it.
No, step away. My hand has already been pierced. Let me finish the stitching.
Blaine completed the surgery successfully, and after the operation, he had his blood drawn for an HIV test. Despite taking all precautions, Blaine was asked to take time off until the results came in. The news spread like wildfire. The moment Zoey heard about it, her heart skipped a beat. She rushed to Blaine's apartment and stood in the lobby.
Miss, are you looking for Dr. Dexter?
Yes, is he home? I need to see him. Please let me in.
He's here, but no one is allowed to meet him. It's a strict order, ma'am.
Zoey, without thinking, pushed the guard and pressed the buzzer for Blaine's penthouse. When there was no response, she panicked and pressed the buzzer repeatedly. Is he really home? No one is answering the bell.
Ma'am, please leave. You're disturbing him. He needs to sleep.
Zoey got more anxious, pressing the buzzer persistently. Suddenly, her phone rang. It was Blaine calling. Blaine, is that you? Are you there?
Zoey, for God's sake, stop pressing the buzzer. You're giving me a headache.
I'll stop pressing it only when you open the door for me.
Then keep playing with it.
Blaine hung up on her. Zoey called him back, but he turned off his phone. She stomped her foot in frustration. Fine. If you won't answer, I have other ways to get your attention. Zoey ran outside and began to shout. Blaine, let me in! Open the door, let me in! Blaine! Blaine! Blaine stood by the window, observing Zoey below, but didn't respond. The neighbors were all out looking at her. Suddenly, one of them dumped cold water on her from above, asking her to leave. Without a second thought, Blaine grabbed his jacket and rushed downstairs to her aid.
Zoey, can you be any more foolish?
He wrapped the jacket around her, revealing a mix of anger and relief in his eyes. They went upstairs, and Blaine provided her with dry clothes.
Once your clothes have finished drying, you'll leave without a question.
What did you have for lunch?
I said, you'll leave without a question.
The tension between them intensified as Blaine shouted aggressively at Zoey, sending a chill down her spine.
It's almost evening, and you still haven't had your lunch. Blaine, don't you know how to take care of yourself?
Zoey, how I live is none of your concern. We've already discussed this. Please, leave my house immediately. I don't want you here.
I'm not leaving. Even if you push me out, I will stand downstairs and shout until you open the door for me again.
Don't you understand what I'm saying? You need to leave and not come back, Zoey. Please, get out.
I'm not going to leave. Blaine, you think you must have contracted this disease, right? But the results haven't even come out yet, and I don't want you to be alone.
Don't get involved with this mess. Go home. Go home and stay as far away from me as possible.
I swear I will be careful, Blaine. Just let me be here, please.
It's not just that. You know the wedding is in 2 weeks, Zoey. Do you still think you can stay here?
Zoey suddenly felt awkward at Blaine's mention of his wedding. Even though Zoey knew about it, hearing Blaine say it for the first time made it seem real.
Why don't you call Sophia and ask her to keep you company? It doesn't have to be me. I just don't want you to be alone.
I won't let her come.
But why? Sophia will be fine. HIV doesn't spread through friendly interactions. You're a doctor, you should know this.
She's my fiance. Do you think I'm just having friendly interactions with her?
Can't you just have a friendly relationship with her for a few days? What's wrong with you? Are you some beast that can't control yourself?
You know it, Zoey. You know all of it.
Zoey didn't say anything. Her cheeks were red and her hands started trembling.
Blaine, please.
And only you, Zoey, would come barreling in here to help me without a thought of fear in your mind.
What do you mean? Sophia hasn't come to see you?
Zoey, don't be so indignant. This is just reality.
Reality? It seems like you don't have a good impression of your mother's choice of wife.
Wait a minute. How did you know that she was my mom's chosen daughter-in-law?
Sophia. Sophia said it herself.
When?
Sophia said your mother liked her very much. What? Is there a problem?
No. It's just... Oh my God, your wet hair has ruined my carpet. Can you please go dry it?
You never did like confrontation, and you still don't. Some things never change, I guess.
I'm going to sleep. You stay if you want, leave if you want. I don't care.
Okay. You know I'm staying, right?
Fine. I'll be up by dinner time. Why don't you finally do something useful for once and cook dinner?
What I am going to do is ignore your arrogance for today. I'll run down to the market and do some grocery shopping.
Please don't make me lose my appetite.
Oh, be quiet, Blaine.
While Blaine slept, Zoey finished making Blaine's favorite risotto and also did some cleaning around the house.
Maybe I should hire you permanently. Even my house help doesn't do such a good job.
If you're done taunting, please have some dinner.
Well, well. What is it for dinner?
Your favorite?
My tastes have changed.
Not from what I have seen.
Let me guess. Have you made risotto?
Yes. The mushroom one you love.
Impressive. I guess something good came out of you coming here.
How is it?
Oh, this is really good.
Thank you. I knew you would like it. Here, try some garlic bread too.
Blaine was happily enjoying the dinner, and Zoey was looking at his beautiful face.
Blaine?
Yes?
Do you regret doing that surgery?
Never. If I didn't do it, the patient's condition would have worsened.
I really admire what you do, Blaine.
Thank you, Zoey. And thank you for the food as well. I appreciate you coming here.
Well, I better take your leave. When will the results be in?
In 2 days' time.
Please let me know when they do, Blaine.
I promise you. You'll be the first to know after me, no matter what the outcome is. I will not hide it from you. Yes? You what?
Blaine, if one day, if there ever really comes a day when everyone else in the world abandons you, believe me when I say this, I'll definitely be there for you. As long as I am alive, you will never be alone. I'll always be there for you. I'll always be your friend.
Goodbye, Zoey.
Goodbye, Blaine.
Zoey went to her office the next day and saw an envelope lying on her table. As Zoey opened the envelope, her heart skipped a beat. The letter inside revealed Blaine's test results. Trembling, Zoey unfolded the paper and her eyes focused on the bold, capitalized word, negative. The letter slipped from her hands as she covered her face, tears streaming down.
Thank you, God. Thank you.
After 2 weeks of isolation, Blaine made a hero's entrance into his office. Everyone around him was cheering and clapping for him.
You are a hero, Dr. Dexter.
There is so much to learn from you, Dr. Dexter, and we have been waiting for you to be back.
Come on, guys. It's our job to save lives.
But Dr. Dexter, you risked your own life to save someone else's.
Well, okay. Now everyone back to work.
Blaine went to his office and was settling down when he heard a soft knock on the door. Looking up, he saw Zoey standing there.
You're quite the talk of the town today, Dr. Dexter, and knowing you, you'd probably run away from all this adoration and attention.
I just feel that all this praise isn't necessary. I'm just like any other doctor. I was just doing my job.
You are being too humble. As I've said before, being able to be your patient is a blessing. You are definitely not just like any other doctor. Blaine, congratulations.
Congratulations for what?
Congratulations on returning to your beloved profession, of course.
Thank you, Zoey. I didn't really get to thank you properly either. I really appreciate what you did for me.
You don't have to thank me, Blaine. I told you, I will always be standing by your side, even if nobody else does.
Saying that, Zoey turned around and walked away, heading down the long corridor. Blaine hadn't asked Zoey to stay, but as he watched her walk away, his heart grew heavier. Just then, Sophia walked in from the other side.
Blaine, why didn't you tell me when the results came in? I was worried for nothing. I only found out after hearing another doctor at the club talking about you.
It must have slipped my mind.
Sorry, Blaine, have you been mad that I didn't come to see you these past few weeks?
No.
It's good that you aren't mad. You made me so nervous. I'm really sorry. I wasn't ignoring you. I've just been so busy recently with our wedding plans and the house design and all.
Sophia, no need to explain so much to me. I didn't care at all.
It's good that you're not angry. Why don't you join me for lunch today?
Sorry, I can't. My shift just started, so I'm a bit busy. Another time?
All right then.
Hi, Max. How are you doing, champ?
Hello, Dr. Dexter. I'm good. Where were you?
I was a little sick the past few weeks, but I'm better now.
I was waiting to meet you.
Oh, I miss you too, champ. And I have a small gift for you.
Yay! It's a watch!
Yes. And look, it changes color when you press this.
Whoa! Thank you, Dr. Dexter. I will show this to Mommy.
Oh, is she here today?
Yes, my Mommy's here. Do you want to meet her?
Sure. Where is she?
Outside. But, Dr. Dexter, can I say something first?
Of course, Max.
Dr. Dexter, I want you to be my Mommy's boyfriend.
Well, we would need your mommy's permission too.
Blaine held Max's hands as the two stepped out of the hospital. And that is when he saw Sophia with his mother Catherine walking towards them.
Mom, what are you doing here?
Son, I've missed you so much.
I missed you too, Mom, but why didn't you give me a call? I just got off work. We could have missed seeing each other.
Your mother said she wanted to surprise you, Blaine, so I didn't call you as well.
Sophia is a dear. She told me you would love the surprise.
Oh, of course. I do, Mother.
Wow, who was that with you? He's such a little cutie. Hi there.
Hello. Hello, grandmother.
Grandmother? That's not what this child should be calling me.
Mom, don't be like that. He's just a little boy. Understandably, he would call you grandmother. You probably look like his own grandmother.
Son, the only child who can call me grandmother would be yours and Sophia's.
Zoey was walking back to the hospital when she stopped dead in her tracks at what she was seeing. Catherine Dexter, the woman who had tried to kill her years ago, was back and standing next to her son. Zoey hid behind a pole and decided to eavesdrop before reacting.
Dr. Dexter, we're getting late.
Whose child is this anyway, Blaine, and why are you speaking to him?
Mom, relax. He's not some wild child, he's a patient.
Patient? And you're still touching him? Hurry up and let go of his hand. What if he has some sort of infectious disease? Ugh. Oh, God, how I never wanted you to be a doctor.
Please, stop it, Mom. He's just an innocent child, and he doesn't have any infectious diseases. You don't have to be so mean to him.
How can you speak to me that way? And in defense of such a boy out of all things.
Blaine, please relax. Your mother came here with great difficulty. Don't make the relationship worse.
Let me take this child back to his room. You two wait for me by the front entrance. And then I'll take you both to dinner and we can catch up.
It's just some random child. What's the big deal? Sophia, you understand, don't you? After you marry Blaine, give birth to a grandson for me right away.
We'll try our best.
Zoey was relieved to see that Max's identity was not made a big deal of and decided to back to his room.
Dr. Dexter, is that beautiful woman your girlfriend?
Yes, Max.
Do you love her?
Yes.
That's good. Then I won't introduce you to my mommy anymore.
Tell your mother I said hello. I will see you later. Okay, little champ?
Yes. Bye, Dr. Dexter.
Blaine, Sophia, and Catherine were walking back after having dinner at a fancy restaurant.
Did you enjoy the dinner, Mother?
Yes, of course, son. Now, all I want is for the wedding date to come soon.
We can't wait either, Mom.
Yes, you two are such a perfect match. I am so glad Blaine is getting married to you.
Thank you, Mom.
And how are the wedding preparations coming along? What about the house renovation?
We're deciding on the designs, and this girl, our designer, Zoey.
Sophia, let's go to that shoe store. The collection looks lovely.
While they went to do some shopping, Blaine's gaze shifted to a person in a costume resembling a bald man selling condoms. Initially amused, Blaine came to a sudden halt when he heard the person's voice.
Don't miss out. Luxurious comfort, super thin experience, textured exterior. You can't stop even if you want to. Tonight's lowest discount is 50% off. Hurry before the sale ends.
I'll buy a box.
Sure. Sorry. I have to go.
Zoey could not face Blaine and made a run for it. Blaine noticed that Sophia and Catherine were still inside the shop, so he ran after Zoey. The two entered a ladies' restroom, and Blaine tightly held Zoey's arm, unzipping her costume.
What do you think you're doing?
It's none of your business.
I need an answer.
I thought you no longer cared what I did. Aren't we supposed to treat each other as strangers? I didn't see any other strangers chasing me down tonight to yell at me.
This is different. I didn't expect to find you selling yourself on a street corner.
I'm selling condoms, not my body. It's an honest job. By the way, that will be $20.
Oh, really? I'm suddenly very interested in doing business with you.
Very good. Then, would you like to buy additional boxes, Dr. Dexter?
Of course. However, the usage method still needs to be taught to me personally by you.
Blaine took Zoey inside a bathroom stall and fiercely kissed Zoey's lips. Zoey hadn't expected him to suddenly kiss her. She pushed her hands against his chest and turned her head to the side to break the kiss.
Blaine, what are you doing? Stop this. You're about to get married.
Zoey, why do you always have to make your life so miserable? You're selling condoms on a street corner, shouting at men about how thin they are and how they won't be able to stop if they use these condoms. Come, let me not stop now. If these condoms are really as great as you say, then I'll buy every box.
Blaine, you're crazy. What's the matter with me selling condoms on the street? I'm not doing anything illegal. Is this worth you chasing me all the way here just to humiliate me? What happened to not meeting in private again, huh? Leave me alone.
As Zoey finished talking, Sophia and Catherine entered the ladies' room. Blaine covered Zoey's mouth with his hand and mouthed the word Sophia to her.
I wonder where the heck Blaine went. I thought he was going to wait for us outside the shop, but now he's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, maybe he went shopping somewhere.
He might not be able to find us. Why don't you give him a call?
Yes, I was doing that.
Before Blaine could put his phone on silent mode, the phone loudly rang from inside the stall. Zoey's eyes widened in shock.
Mom, did I hear wrong? Is anyone in there? Hello?
Mom, stop calling me. I'll be back soon. I told you I am out with my friends.
It's someone else, Mom. Let's go back to the corner and retrace our steps. We probably run into him that way.
Good thinking. I never understood until tonight how exciting sneaking around could be. Now that I've done it myself, I can better understand what you and Matthew saw in each other 4 years ago. This is fun.
You have gone completely crazy, Blaine. We cannot be doing this.
Pleasure doing business with you. I'll use these with Sophia and, if I can't stop, I'll be sure to shop with you again.
Blaine calmly walked out of the ladies' room. He could hear Zoey cursing him inside. Bastard! Feeling wronged, she threw the $20 he had paid her, tears running down her cheeks. Blaine headed towards the Umbrella Pavilion where Zoey was selling condoms and approached a salesman.
I'll take all the boxes you got. Count them and give me the number.
What?
Count them. I do not have all night.
There are 20 cases, 50 boxes each. It's 20 grand. I'll give you a 10% discount, so it's 18 grand. Cash or card?
Blaine took out a black credit card, but he paused.
You get a commission for this, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. No discount. Charge me the full 20 grand, but put Zoey Fuller's name on the invoice. She convinced me to buy them. And listen to me carefully. She should earn the full commission on this sale.
What?
You got a problem?
No at all, sir. Of course not.
Blaine handed over his black card only after seeing Zoey's name on the invoice.
I won't take them now. Tell Zoey my surname Dexter and ask her to figure out how I can get them.
Blaine walked away without looking back. Zoey, who had composed herself by then, headed back to the Umbrella Pavilion. Hey, why are you all leaving? We can still make more sales.
We're sold out. Someone bought all 20 cases.
Zoey was shocked. She grabbed the invoices. 20 cases? Oh my god, who needs that many condoms?
He insisted on paying full price. And the invoices are in your name, by the way. Obviously, he likes you and hopes to put his investment to good use.
Watch your words. What do you mean he hopes to put his investment to good use? I don't even know who bought them.
He said his last name was Dexter. Now, you need to figure out how these boxes will reach him.
Zoey was speechless. She left for home, but couldn't take her thoughts away from Blaine. She looked at her slightly swollen lips and the hickey on her neck in the mirror and felt embarrassed. Blaine, you mad man. I need to stop thinking about you. Zoey pulled into her driveway and turned off the car. As she got down, she was surprised to see someone waiting for her. Sophia? Under the dim street light, Sophia's appearance was eerie in her black dress. Zoey, intimidated, forced herself to calm down as Sophia stepped in front of her. Sophia, are you looking for me? Suddenly, Sophia swung her hand and slapped Zoey hard on her right cheek. Zoey, dazed, covered her cheek as Sophia raised her hand again. This time, Zoey stopped Sophia's wrist in midair, confronting her fearlessly. Don't think you can keep bullying me. I'm not an easy target.
How does it feel being the mistress? It's exciting, isn't it? Oh my. So he gave you a hickey as well.
Zoey was stunned as Sophia touched the hickey on her neck. Feeling guilty, she pushed Sophia's hand and walked away without saying anything.
Zoey, hurt your sisters into my future husband.
Zoey felt the coldness in Sophia's voice when she talked about her sister. She stopped, tightened her grip on her bag's belt, and took a deep breath. Sophia, don't you dare take my sister's name ever again.
Why are you so scared, Zoey? I won't touch her.
As for Blaine, I have no intention of being your third party, Sophia.
No intention? You just lured him into the bathroom tonight. I saw you two walking out.
Sophia, it's not what you think. Sophia endured her pain and put on a fake smile.
It's alright. Zoey, but don't forget this night. The day will come when you pay the heavy price.
Sophia walked away, leaving Zoey to watch her disappear into the darkness. The next day, Blaine was informed of a partial delivery at the hospital lobby, causing a stir among the staff.
Those are all from me.
He discovered 20 large boxes of Baldy's condoms stacked neatly, labeled special delivery for Dr. Blaine Dexter.
Zoey, I am going to kill you.
At her office, Zoey was asked to lead a restaurant design project in Scottsdale. Talon, understanding her situation with her son, assured a brief 3-day on-site visit. Zoey quickly went to see Max before leaving for the trip.
Thank you for coming to see Max, Ziva.
Ziva had accompanied Zoey to visit Max in the hospital that evening. They were sitting on the corridor benches when she spotted Blaine walking around and suddenly rushed to him.
Dr. Dexter!
Ziva, upon reaching Blaine, emotionally clung to him.
Are you really getting married? I don't want you to.
Behave yourself, Ziva. I'm not interested in what you want. And whether I get married is none of your concern.
Blaine pried Ziva's arms off him. Ziva felt devastated and started crying. Suddenly, Zoey stepped in, shielding her sister.
Hey! Must you be so harsh, Dr. Dexter?
Blaine's gaze met Zoey's, revealing no emotion.
Zoey, did you teach your sister the art of pestering? Maybe a few pointers?
Zoey, frustrated, took a deep breath, but before she could reply,
Am I really that undesirable? I'll change.
Tell me why you like me, and I'll consider changing it.
Enough, Dr. Dexter. You've made your feelings clear, but you don't have to be rude.
Blaine shifted his gaze between Zoey and Ziva, holding back his true thoughts.
From your view, it may be love, but to me, this is...
He stopped, choosing not to reveal his disdain. Zoey pulled Ziva away.
Sorry for bothering you, Dr. Dexter.
Sis, don't pull me. I don't want to leave. Let go.
Zoey managed to drag her out of there. Blaine watched them leave and walked into the elevator. The next morning, Zoey was staring blankly outside the window while Max was sleeping. The thought of Blaine's impending marriage and staying away from Max for a few days was aching in her heart.
Maxie, Mom will be back as soon as she can, and she's going to miss her little hero so much.
Trying to be strong, Zoey left for work, and she went to Scottsdale with her team. The moment she arrived, the familiar bus terminal triggered memories of when Zoey first met Blaine 6 years ago. Suddenly, a familiar voice called her name.
Hey, Zoey.
Zoey's face lit up as she heard Blaine calling her name.
Blaine? What are you doing here?
Coincidentally, in town.
Zoey was conflicted, unsure how to react.
Well, okay.
Blaine placed a bag on Zoey's suitcase, filled with food and drinks. He took off his scarf and wrapped it around Zoey's neck.
Call me when you get home.
Wait, why are you suddenly all gentlemanly? I'm not used to it.
Better get used to it fast. Haven't you been chasing me for months? I've decided to stop and let you catch me.
Blaine, what do you mean?
Just catch me, Zoey.
Zoey had no idea what just happened. He left her in suspense, smiling mysteriously. Was it a coincidence or a dream? What's the mystery behind Blaine's sudden visit to Scottsdale? What secrets is Blaine hiding? And what is the real reason behind his sudden change in attitude towards Zoey?
Hey, I'm Zoey. If you're wondering what happens next, download the Pocket FM app now and listen to the exciting episodes of Rekindled Heartache.